Good morning once again. Welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel where we discuss South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. If you are new here, welcome to South Africa Lately. And I'm not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen who is also a voter. So I do believe my views count when it comes to political affairs of South Africa, as that informs my vote. This morning, I'm putting the Panyaza Lesufi under the spotlight. He doesn't miss the trending news. Every week he is there trending. So now it makes you wonder, is he really under attack as he says? Or is he doing something that puts him there? Is he doing something that attracts the media towards his direction? So firstly, we're going to start looking at the membership drive that the ANC was doing. He was there too. And also we are going to look at the accusations of fraud committed under his leadership when he was the MEC of Education in Gauteng, as well as the water crisis in Gauteng. Those are the three things that we're going to be looking at this morning. So firstly, let's start with the membership drive. Do you think the ANC is taking the right direction in rebuilding itself? Are they the membership drive that they were doing now, when they're not supposed to? Is it not one of the things that has led to the decline of the ANC? Because as somebody that has been a member of the ANC for the longest time, is from the first time I started voting, I became the member of the ANC. There was once a time when you would have a card as the member of the ANC, and later on we couldn't get cards. You'd be looking for that membership card everywhere, yet you paid the membership fee, but you wouldn't get the membership card. Isn't this one of the things that the ANC took its members for granted, that no, we have them, we liberated these people, we can govern them until Jesus comes back, as they said? So I'm looking at that. So do you think that is one of those things that delayed the ANC? Also, what do you think? Do you think they'll be able to get a lot of new members? Or they'll just be registering the old members that they already had, I'm looking at this and like, it's very clear now that the ANC dropped the ball. They dropped the ball administratively, they dropped the ball. I'm talking about its party now, the party now. And governing South Africa, they dropped the ball. Corruption took over. So the process of trying to renew the ANC is commendable, not because I'm saying I'm the member of the ANC now, which I'm not going to reveal. I'm not going to reveal anything, whether I am or not, whether I'm voting for DA or not, whether I'm voting for EFF or not. I'm just going to... It is commendable from a perspective of seeing people fighting against all odds. That is what I'm saying is commendable, because it is bad. The ANC has declined so bad. For them to have the strength to try and rebuild, it is commendable. But what motivates them? Is it the desire to go back to the pot of soup, or the desire to purify the ANC, as they said, quote unquote, they wanted to cleanse the ANC. The ANC is cleansing itself. Is it part of the process of cleansing the ANC? What is motivating them? Is it that cleansing of the ANC so that they can govern this country better? Or maybe it's a thing of, comrades, we are now hungry. Many of us are sitting at home hungry. We need to do all that we can to go back into having our hands on that pot of soup. So, but this is what happened. They had that membership drive. Now moving along to the next one. News 24 shared their article on X, but I'm just going to read the caption on X. They said, a 30-second call with Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi leaves in-depth writer Mohammed Hussein with no clarity on what the Premier thinks of the water crisis in the province he leads and what is being done about the issue. And you best believe Panyaza Lesufi didn't waste any time. He quoted that post by News 24 and put his own caption, which read, "This propaganda campaign is on steroids. They even fail to do the basics. By law, water is the competency of national government and local authorities, not provincial government." So he washes his hands. out of that one said, you are looking at the wrong guy. It ain't me responsible. Talk to the right people. Don't be coming out here with your propaganda campaign. So he really feels that he's being attacked by the media, unnecessarily so, undeservedly so. So also people have reacted to that one. I've seen people commenting under his post. The first one said, why are they after you, leadership? You know, this is what, anything that is, every time when people call people leadership, I trip, because the people have been called leadership for the longest of time. They underperform, they corrupt, they all those. Please, I'm not saying Panyaza Lesufi is corrupt. I'm saying I hate that word, the leadership word. When people call people leadership, I just, even so, I normally tell my sister who's into this multi-level marketing things, they call each other leadership. I was like, if there's one thing that would make me dislike these multi-level things, is the leadership. When they call each other leadership, I trip. So he says, when he responds, Swaart Gevaar. That response for me says there's a racial attack against me. So these people that are writing these about me, they're just hating on me because I'm black. There's a propaganda against me as a black person. So it kind of carries a race baiting something coming from a leader. But anyway, each to their own. I'm just raising my own views. Anyway, moving right along, people continued to comment on this. And this one said, incompetent Gevaar. People before who were politicians prior to social media becoming a thing had it very easy, because we would read about them in newspapers, we couldn't comment, we'd see them in the news, on television, over the radio, we'd hear them, but no interaction. These ones can't breathe, they are breathing through the wound. And this one commented, Swaart Gevaar, the evilness, greediness culture you and your cabal has allowed and encouraged and has trickled down to every Gauteng government department has caused suffering of ordinary poor black people. You playing a race card always is out of fashion now. Yep, that's what I felt too when he said Swaart Gevaar. Now he's pushing that race card so that we can be looking at the Swaart Gevaar now and forget the things that we are seeing. That's what I don't like. When we accuse you of something, clear yourself that no, I didn't do 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't try and slide that race card through so that now we shift our focus. We'd be looking at the Swaart Gevaarters that are Swaart Gevaarting you and forget the things that we are complaining about. So this one said, people are chowing money out there while we are busy getting more poor, and sometimes you ask yourself, where do people get the money from when you see their houses and cars that they are driving? Here, this country is looted big time. You see, in a country that is looted to this level, when accusations are rising up against you, you don't go in some Swaart Gevaar. You clear yourself and say, this is what I'm going to do, or this is what I've done, or I didn't do that one. And this one says, that time Lesufi acts and plays innocent and victims. So it says so we are even scared to laugh. So what I'm saying is, they need to hold themselves accountable, please. And this one says, in 2016 and 2017, Panyaza Lesufi was a part of the Gauteng provincial government in South Africa. During that time, he served as the member of the Executive Council, MEC, for education. His role focused on overseeing the education system in Gauteng, which is one of South Africa's most populous provinces and includes Johannesburg and Pretoria. So this one is trying to put Panyaza Lesufi right on the scene of the scandalous 217 million rand that was given to NPOs. And it is said some of the things that are listed on that list by the investigative journalists did not reach the people that it was supposed to reach. Do you understand? So there's a whole list of NPOs that received money, and some people have gone as far as saying that is why the ANC and Panyaza Lesufi don't want to lose the ANC, because they know that should the Democratic Alliance come through, a lot of things would be coming out and we would see wonders. So I don't know. This one says buffing is amazing because we have people defending, fighting to the nail against anyone who tries to expose ANC's corruption. I am one of the people that say it is not only the ANC that is corrupt in this country. So, but because the ANC has been leading this country for so long and had access to the national purse, so it is understandable that our fingers are pointing at the direction of the ANC a lot of times. So please, let us be understood, and people, please exercise patience with us as we try and make sense of the whole corruption thing. This one says, justice please, why do the criminals so easily get away with it in South Africa? Most of the politicians and cadres are totally corrupt, yet they sit cozily in the high places of local, provincial and national government. So that's, as I've been saying, that it is not only the ANC that is a corrupt party in South Africa. As far as I'm concerned, all political parties have an element of corruption somewhere, because it is not easy being a politician. But what we are saying is, don't vandalize our country, because this is vandalism, honestly. And this one, Shem, is one of the people that want to see the resurrection of the ANC. He says, the funeral of renowned Governor Tito Mboweni should be a base on which ANC should start a mammoth cleansing. There is no better time than this one. Lesufi has been a self-centered individual against the president. I think this scandal will nail him for the betterment of South Africa. Is Panyaza Lesufi holding South Africa back? Is he the only one holding South Africa back? Because I'm seeing what this person has written here. He says, for the betterment of South Africa. You know? Is he the only one? And this one says, Lesufi bought Moroka Swallows. I don't know about this one. Lesufi bought Moroka Swallows with the Department of Education money. But it's not wrong because he is pro-black. One other thing, you know what saddens us the most as black people? Let me talk about me. What saddens me the most as a black person because of the black leadership? It is because their incompetence cascades down to where black people are working amongst the white people. You don't know the trouble that you are creating for even other people that are just normal workers working in companies with white people. There is most of the time, I didn't say always, most of the time, this assumption that every black person is incompetent until you prove otherwise. Did you hear what I said? Until you prove otherwise amongst your white colleagues. Most of the time, please understand my words, I said most, I didn't say all the time. Most of the time, you'll have to prove yourself that, look, I am not as incompetent as you assumed. You see? Because now, if our top leaders, the people that are leading this country as black people, are incompetent, running the country down the drain, it affirms those assumptions. When you get work in a company that is predominantly white and you get there as a black person, the first assumption as you walk through that door is that there's a high possibility that this one is incompetent, and you have to prove yourself. Please, those who have experienced it, please, I'd like to see you in the comment section. So what I'm saying is, here we are today. People are getting Swaart Gevaar. So now we have to forget the things that we're supposed to look at, and look at this race card that now we find sitting on our laps because people are being Swaart Gevaar. I'm not saying he's not being Swaart Gevaar, but what I'm saying is now the race card seems to be elevated even more amongst politicians now. Why? 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 And the good part is that as South Africans, we have learned to zoom in, zoom in thanks to social media, because now we interact and share ideas and share thoughts and share views with each other. So we are able to look beyond what politicians are saying. So what do you think? Is there an attack on unjustifiable attack on Panyaza Lesufi, or is he hiding behind the attack so that we forget what is happening within the ANC? Anyway, if you watched up to here, thank you for watching my videos. This is South Africa Lately, a channel where we discuss South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought to you.